Alright, question number 8. So question number 8 says that we need to classify each of the following as linear or exponential functions. Okay? So what we're going to do to be able to classify it, guys, is that I'm going to firstly check if it's exponential, and then if it's not exponential, by default it will be linear. Because checking for exponential is a lot easier than checking for linear. Okay? So to check for exponential, you're going to divide. So again, to check for exponential, you're going to what? Divide. Alright? So this is what you're going to divide. You're going to do the second number divided by the number that came before it. So 3 divided by 9. Then you're going to do the third number divided by the number that came before it. So 1 divided by 3. Then you're going to do the fourth number divided by the number that came before it. So 1 over 3 divided by 1. And then so forth. Okay? If you get the same number every single time when you divide it, then it's exponential. If you don't get the same number, that means it's not exponential. So let's go, let's divide. So if I divided 3 by 9, I get 0.33 continuing. Alright? So 0.33 repeating. Alright? If I divided 1 by 3, I get, so if I divide 1 by 3, I also get 0.33. If I divide 1 over 3, alright, and I divide this by 1, anything divided by 1 stays the same. So I still get 0.33. Because I got the same number every single time, this one is exponential. So that means that this one is not linear. So again, it's not linear. So now let's try the next one, okay? So again, we're going to divide numbers. I'm going to do the second number divided by the number that came before it. The third number divided by the number that came before it. The fourth number, and again, that's for the f of x or for the y, divided by the number that came before it, and so forth. If I get the same number every time, it's exponential. If I don't, it's not. So 3.5 divided by 4 is 0.875. Okay? 3 divided by 3.5 is 0.871. Alright? 2.5 divided by 3 is 0.833. Because it's not the same number every time, it is not exponential. Alright? So by default, it's linear. Alright? And I can know it's linear confidently because I'll look at the difference between these numbers. Alright? So the difference between 4 and 3.5 is that it lost 0.5. The difference between 3.5 and 3, it lost 0.5. The difference between 3 and 2.5 is that it lost 0.5. So again, if I was supposed to subtract 3.5 minus 4, that would give me negative 0.5. So all of this lost 0.5. That's why it's linear. So now we're going to test this next one. We're going to divide. I'm going to do the first number divided by the number that came before it. The third number, or sorry, the second number. The third number divided by the number that came before it. The fourth number divided by the number that came before it. Okay? So you know in your head that 4 divided by 2 is 2, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 16 divided by 8 is also 2. Because it's the same number every time, it's exponential. It will not be linear. Alright? Because again, this changed by, it was gaining 2, but here it was gaining 4. Here it was gaining 8. Here it was gaining 16. It was not the same number every time. Okay? So the next one, we're going to divide the numbers first to test if it's exponential. 10 divided by the number that came before it. 18 divided by the number that came before it. 26 divided by the number that came before it. Okay? So let's put this in our calculator. So we know the first one, 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we know the next one won't work because 18 divided by 10 is a decimal. So that would be 1.8. And then 26 divided by 18 is another decimal, 1.44. Okay? Because it's not the same number every time, it is not exponential, so by default it is linear. And we know it's linear because here it gained 8, All right. Here it gained 8. Here it gained 8. And here it also gained 8. Okay. So again, guys, that is it.